Hey everybody, I have just had one of the most surreal experiences of my life. I've just had a HMRC meeting in an art gallery. Like, in one of the exhibition rooms. It's all echoey and like concreted walls and there's weird ropes hanging off things, and I'm sat there doing my HMRC tax return and I'm like, what? Last time I did this was in a horrible, stinky job centre. Basically, yeah, no, I had to do my tax return for my self-employed YouTube earnings, you know. Because I am a good boy and I do declare my earnings. It's actually an interesting thing I was sort of, thinking about. How many of the UK vloggers, I know the big ones obviously will do, but, there's people out there, they're earning some money. Well, not just vloggers, sorry, just YouTubers. How many of them think about the fact you have to pay tax on your YouTube earnings? You have to become self-employed. Pay national insurance level 2, I think it is, and all of that bullshit. You have to jump through a lot of hoops and do some paperwork, but that is, it's another job. You have to do it. And obviously, if you're only earning maybe like $100 a year or something, who gives a shit? It's not really a job, and you've probably spent out more than that anyway. So if it ever went to court, they're not going to take you to court over $100. But you're earning a bit of money. You have to do it. But the interesting thing that I looked into was Patreon, because obviously if you make money in a non-profit, basically it's like if someone gives you money, you don't get taxed on it necessarily. Or if you win it as a prize, you don't get taxed on it as such, as I understand it. But Patreon is a taxable income. It's not a straight donation. I think PayPal would be different, because if someone just gifts you money straight like that, then there's no tax involved. But through Patreon, you should be paying tax on it, which is something I don't know if many people have considered, because it seems like it's a straight donation, but it's not, because it's done through things. Not what I do Patreon anyway. It is interesting, actually, something to say. You know how much shit people get for, they start a Patreon up, and well, everyone's got a fucking Patreon. You've got 20 subscribers and they get a Patreon. It's like, what the hell? And people have crashes and they ask for help with stuff and all this sort of things, and people give them criticism for it. And I've always been probably one of the few vloggers out there that I can think of, the larger ones, who have said, no donations. I had big crashes, I had massive money problems, not once did I say, give me money. In fact, several times I had to say, no, I'm not taking donations. Stop trying to make me take donations, please. I'd rather have the support of my channel and any merch earnings, because I think that's fairer, because you get something in return. It's a product for a price. The humans are always the ones to point out the sinners, not the saints. I'm not saying I'm a saint, I'm not, but a lot of people say, you shouldn't do this, you should do it for the passion of it, and it shouldn't be about the money. Trust me, I'm not paying tax next year. This year, sorry, which is last year. Don't worry. Basically because I didn't earn enough. I didn't hit the tax bracket. Part of that had to do with my shitty day job just didn't bump it up enough to mean that I'd need to. Ah, shit. That's better, we're out of there. Cool, that's done for another year, sweet. Now, HMRC can be slow, they can be a bit annoying on the phone, etc, etc, but when you actually get down to it with the people, I would say they're pretty fair. The guy that I've been dealing with, this is an amazing thing, the guy, literally, I called up a couple of days ago, a few days ago, to say, I need to get an appointment sorted. He rang me this morning, and was like, didn't you work for Nelamler? And I was like, yeah. And he went, oh yeah, I remember you. And I was like, what do you mean you remember me? And he said a couple of things, and I was like, did you just read that off of a form, or what do you? And he went, no, I've just got a memory like that. He remembered me after a year, and what he does is tax stuff. So it's just, mine's so unique that he remembered it, because where I was with the partnership, I was paying UK earnings and US earnings, because my partnership was based in America, so I had a US earnings, a UK earnings, for the merchant stuff, and then like a UK employed earnings for my day job. So it made things really complicated. Back. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Gotta watch the back end of buses. They used to have weirdness with the back wheels being quite close in. But far in, sorry, so the back end swings. Just ignore me. Oh, fuck. Going back to what I was saying, I've seen people over the years, you know, things happen and they take donations, and I accept it, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it per se. If you want to do that, it's fine. It's just I'm not happy doing it. But it does mean that the merch becomes so much more important, and unfortunately people just don't really support me that much with it. I mean, yeah, quite a few people do, but it's not, you know, high numbers. I'm not complaining, you know, if you don't, as I've always said, if you don't want to buy any of my merch, don't. But what I'm trying to say is I don't have loads of incomes, and I'm not earning shitloads for YouTube. I do this for the passion, and what helps support it is selling merch. To put it into perspective, between 2015 and 2016, I earned, through everything all in all for YouTube, was enough that would probably, most people would earn it in a month, 2 months, maybe just over 2 months. Seriously. That's how little. The entire year's work, hundreds and hundreds of videos, hundreds of hours of editing and blah blah blah, all of that comes down to about 2 months for a normal job. But I do it because I love it. I put a post on my Facebook last night. It was talking about different stuff, and we were talking about similar things to this, and someone said about job meaning just over broke. And I was like, I love that. It's from a thing that a YouTuber guy, rapper, I don't know, did. But yeah, job just over broke. So true. Literally so true. As I understand it, for the US guys, putting your tax through for YouTube is much simpler because it's within your own country, the earnings come from, and you do tax returns that you have to write everything down anyway, so you can just include it in that as other earnings or something like that. I assume most of you do. I mean, I'm sure there's people who don't, because then they don't have to pay tax on it. But yeah, I'd be interested to know about the UK guys. How many of you are actually registered self-employed for YouTube? But thankfully, but as I've always said, it's about life experiences for me, and thankfully you don't get taxed on life experiences. They have some nice socks, dude. Nice loafers. Are they Alpine Star? Like Alpine Star now making loafers. So yeah, just a simple one, but it's interesting. It's like, you know, do people realise that you have to pay tax on stuff? I mean, even if you're not going to actually end up paying any tax because you haven't earned enough, or any extra tax, you still have to declare it, because, you know, it's kind of fair, everyone has to do it. Right in my butt ass. 1-inch wheelie past the TVR. It's my version of max wrist. It's kind of like minimum wrist. Sports bike, sports bike, sports bike, sports bike. Can we spot an SM?